We are classes. We got too many blacks with elite aspirations, so they are constantly measuring themselves against each other when they meet. This is the problem. This is the problem. And like Fuller said, it's just a matter of time before we start to tear each other down. And that's where we are right now. This is why I'm telling y'all, we need a peace. We need a treaty, a truce. We need to back off each other, leave each other alone, and respect all of us as individuals and not members of a group. Now we're going back to Fuller's teachings again. We don't need to be members of a black race. We need to be individuals right now because we do not respect each other. We have no respect for each other. And we are never going to do anything productive until we first respect the individualism of each of us. We don't do that. We believe that we own each other by virtue of our commonalities under this system. And the elite among us, the credentialized, they believe that they have the rightful authority to lead us and rule over us. They don't want to do that in white society. They want to do that with us. So it's time for us to just back off each other. Truce. You know what I'm saying? Break apart. And let the natural process of unity find its way inside the people again. Let people come together based on common respects for each other, common goals out of life, common interests. Let people come together naturally and not be forced into a box that we're supposed to be unified behind when we don't feel like that. Let people come together naturally, and then we can start making real change. That has been my message from the beginning. Everything I'm about to say, you already know it to be true. You are a slave. You are a slave to money, to social economics, to status, to politics, to ideology. You have sold your soul to have a place in a world order that you should naturally oppose. Whoa now. Welcome back to the Black Elf and your boy, Brother Kush. Look, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be very interesting, man. You know, those of you that are familiar with my channel, you know, I know my channel is still small, but those of you that are familiar know that I've been making some very, very strong accusations. They're not accusations to me, they're factual. But towards our so-called black leadership. All of them. I know I do videos on the most polarizing figures the most, but I mean, it's all of them, you know. And I get a lot of pushback for it. You know, I get a lot of flack for it because people don't understand what I'm saying. But I'm going to use a dude named Peter Turchin. Some of the concepts that he had, that he's world renowned, known for, you know, these concepts that he came up with. I'm going to show you how those concepts are the exact same concepts that I've been saying. It's just that I didn't put a name on it. You see, a lot of these white folks like putting names on stuff, giving stuff a label or title. I didn't put a name on it. I didn't put a title on it. But it's the same things. And I'm going to let you see how he explained it. And I'm going to tie it all into the black community. This is going to be very interesting. Listen, bro, I told y'all when I started this YouTube channel that I'm going to take this thing over. Y'all think I'm playing. Their time is up. All those channels that y'all been supporting, their time is up because they don't offer you nothing that's going to help you. If you really want to try to figure this madness out, you're going to have to listen to a brother like me. Not agree with everything, but let me at least spark your mind. You know, trigger some thoughts in your head that causes you to start looking at things differently in hopes that you'll figure it out for yourself. You might not have the same solution that I have, or you might not come up with the same solution that I've come up with. But right now, the problem is you don't even see what's wrong. Or shall I say, you see what's wrong, but you don't understand what's the causes behind what you see. So that's my job. Now, once I open your eyes to the causes behind what it is that you see, how you maneuver from there is on you. I've done my job. But in the course of me doing my job, I am going to destroy all of these channels. I am going to tear down the entire black leadership structure of America. If that frightens you, that's on you, man, because they have done nothing. I'm older than too many of y'all. I'm telling you, the more they talk, the more of them got in positions of power, the worse off we've been. We were better off when they wasn't there. And we'll be better off again when they are no longer our quote-unquote leaders. So before I get started, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon to receive notifications when I drop more videos. If you don't hit the bell icon, you won't receive notifications because I do not trigger the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to support the channel any kind of way, throw me $5 or something like that. It's greatly appreciated. You know, I know y'all don't mess with me like that right now, but it's all good. I got a few people that do donate, you know, and it's much appreciated, you know. You can hit me up at Cash App, $ at Black Alpha, Venmo at the Black Alpha, or PayPal at realblackalpha@gmail.com. I'm gonna get right into this thing, man. Before I get started, let me lay some groundwork down. Before I get into Peter Turchin, let me put a disclaimer out there. Peter Turchin is not a man that I am endorsing at all. Unlike Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., I've been making videos based on his information also lately. I can endorse Fuller. I can't endorse Turchin. Because though Turchin is saying stuff that's true, it's the motivating factors behind why he is saying what's true. If you really listen to Turchin, I've listened to several of his interviews and videos they long too. I've listened to quite a few of them. I've even read some stuff on him. If you listen to him carefully, what you get is that he believes that a proper maintaining of balance between the classes is what a healthy society needs. In other words, as long as the status quo is undisturbed, everything is fine. But the problem is the status quo never worked for Black Americans. That's the problem. That might be fine if you're not us, but the status quo never worked if you're us. But let me get into what Turchin said. I want you to see this here. We're going to start from a little note up here, right here, right? We're going to start from right here. He got this phenomenon right that he called elite overproduction. Actually, a dude named Jack Goldstone came up with it, right? And we're going to start from right here, right here. This is what we're going to read from, right? The social pyramid has grown top heavy, he explains, with rich families and top universities churning out more wealthy graduates than the system can accommodate. Listen to this now. To illustrate this, Turchin describes a game of musical chairs with a twist. There's always been a limited number of powerful positions, be they senator, governor, Supreme Court justice, or media mogul. Think about this now. What I'm talking. I'm talking about the Black political entrepreneur. Brother Kush, have been telling y'all since I started this YouTube channel that the problem is that all of these people come out of these universities expecting to have a seat at the table. But there are only so many slots available, particularly if you are Black. There's only 10 slots for Black people that they offer per year. But you've got 10,000 Blacks coming for these slots every year. And the number increases every year because every year that they don't get in when they come out of college, you got more come out of college the next year and they try to get in. And you got more come out of college the next year and they try to get in. So eventually, you're sitting here with almost 1 million college credential Black Americans, but there are no slots in the elite positions for them to maintain. Now, they say, well, how do you know we wanted to become elite? Okay, I'll prove it. I'll prove it. Why would you go to college and get a college degree, go in debt and get a college degree for Africana studies? Why would you do that? What would be the purpose of getting a degree in Africana studies? I'll wait. What would be the point of getting a degree in intersectionality? Talking about Black women. Or postmodern feminism? Talking about Black women. What would be the point of that? What would be the point in getting a liberal arts degree? Or a degree in English? Or a degree in mass communication, which is a very popular degree amongst Black women. Mass communications. What would be the purpose of getting these types of degrees? Or a degree in journalism. Now, he just said media mogul. Degree in journalism. That's another very popular degree among Black people, period. Degrees in journalism. What would be the purpose of getting these degrees. You get these kinds of degrees because you're looking for credentials, not necessarily education. The college degree is a credential. What you're trying to do is just get a piece of paper that will credentialize you in a way that you can now say, hey, I have a right to be a part of the elite. I went to school this many years. I have a PhD in Africana studies. But why would you go to school and get in debt for that? Why? You wouldn't, because it's useless. So the people who go to school for this, like I said, mass communication, Africana studies, intersectionality, postmodern feminism, all these other bullshit degrees that black people love getting, they get these bullshit degrees, psychology, sociology, you know what I'm saying? They get these degrees because these degrees serve as nothing more than credentials to justify their elite status. That's supposed to be the key to open the door to elitism, right? Now, let's continue. I hope I ain't over y'all head yet because I haven't started yet. So I'm going to back up again. We're going to start from right here. We're going to back up to here. He said, there's always been a limited number of powerful positions, be they senator, governor, Supreme Court justice, or media mogul. In an era of elite overproduction, rather than chairs being taken away whenever the music stopped, the number of competitors increased instead. So in other words, every time the music stopped, they bring in more people. They don't like take away chairs or put in more chairs. They bring in more people. So now you have more people competing for the same amount of chairs. If you had 10 chairs before and 12 people, now you got 10 chairs and 20 people. Then you're going to have 10 chairs and 80 people. Now back up to what I just said about the number of people come out of college every year, but there's only 10 slots. Said, but I've been saying this for years. I literally just found TURCHIN yesterday. Today is Tuesday the 25th. I found him Monday the 24th, July. Just found TURCHIN. Did all night studying on him, and this, I'm telling you, I've been saying this the whole time. This is exactly what I've been telling y'all. So, he said, before you know it, there are far more people than can realistically attain high office. Now we got a problem. So now let's go to the highlighted part. Fighting breaks out. Norms, talking about the chairs, right, are overturned as elite aspirants. Those who have been brought up in the expectation of a say in how things are run turn into counter elites prepared to smash the system to get their way. The elite aspirants are the people that came out of universities that just knew they had a pathway into elite status, into some type of high-paying position or high-paying job somewhere, right? And when they didn't get it, they get angry. They expected to be leaders. That's the thing. They come out of the meat factory known as the university with the credentials, and they expect that those credentials will allow them to be some position of influence or authority, right? And when they don't get it, they get angry and they turn into counter elites prepared to smash the system to get their way. Now, this is where the black ones, the black elite aspirants are different, because they don't really want to smash the system. You know, he goes on to use different examples, but the black elite aspirants, what they do is they accept the inevitable, that because they're black, it was always going to be harder for them to get into the mainstream elite positions, right? So they settle for elitism over us. I'm going to say it again. What happens with the black elite aspirants, they accept the inevitable that there is only so many slots and positions available in the mainstream elite positions, right? So they say, okay, I accept that I wasn't going to, that I missed out on that. So they settle for the real or perceived position of being elite over us. And what makes them elite? That credential. Now, it's funny because if you listen to my videos, I've been saying this the whole time, that these people use the same education, they use the same thing, right? They all come out of white man's curriculums, and they use those credentials to justify why they stand above us. The only reason why y'all listen to the black people y'all listen to is because they have been credentialized by white folks. Even the ones in religion. Because truthfully, we are spiritual people, not religious people. Don't get mad at me. I didn't say nothing about we don't believe in God. I ain't go there. I said we are spiritual people, not religious people. Religion is man-made. So even those that are in these religions, in one way, shape, or form, the religions that they're in are still recognized by the system, which means they are still valid within the eyes of the system. So they're credentials. So if you turn into a minister or a pastor or a preacher or evangelist, you know what I'm saying, something like that, you are credentialized within this system. So you see, this is what they all want. And they settle for the elite status among us. That's all they want. That is enough for them. The elite status among us. Let me continue. Now he said, well, the masses may be miserable, but without someone who has the status and resources to organize them, they'll simply languish. That's not true. Let me stop right there. Because see, this is the beef I have with Peter Turchin. He's making it sound like a grassroots movement won't be successful unless you have somebody in a political class to lead you. Now, I'm going to show you Brother Kush be on the stuff. A few weeks ago, I did a video, I guess responding or whatever, right, to a video that Dr. TURCHIN Johnson did on his channel where he interviewed a journalist named TURCHIN Walker, right? And TURCHIN said that although you got the people on the ground doing all of the legwork and everything, he said that the real progress is made behind closed doors in negotiating. But the problem is the people that are often negotiating on our behalf wasn't even there when the grassroots movement started. But they have the presumption of being elite over us. They have the presumption of being spokespersons for us simply because they have the credentials from white folks. They came through their system. They were brought up with the expectations, elite aspirants, with the expectations of having some say-so in how things run. And when they couldn't have say-so on a large scale, they fall back into the so-called black community and make sure they have say-so over us, a la Dr. Umar Johnson. With him talking about how he wants to have court cases overturned to stop black men from marrying non-black women. What right do this dude think he have over us? I told y'all he is refining racism. What right, by what authority do he thinks that he has the right to even let something like that come into his head? The arrogance of this nigga. But this is what happened, and TURCHIN Walker, this journalist that came out of college, said that that's where the real progress is made, behind closed doors, negotiating with people that you are rebelling against. You don't negotiate with power, people. You overthrow it. Period. I'ma say it again. You do not negotiate with power, you overthrow it. So let me get back to that. And I just said that. I'm telling you, all this stuff I've said already. A couple of weeks ago, look through my channel thing. You're gonna see a dude with a camera in his face on the thumbnail. That's the video. Look at it. I said all this already. Look at the video. I've said all this already. In fact, if I remember, I'm gonna link it to this one. I've said it already. But let's continue. Start it over. Well, the masses may be miserable, but without someone who has the status and resource to organize them. In other words, the connection. The credentials is a status. The connection, because he went to school with these people. Some of these people did get through. He might know one or two of them. Without somebody who has the ability to organize them, which we don't need, they'll simply languish. Now, here's the thing. He said their revolutionary potential is only realized once a political entrepreneur, usually a frustrated elite aspirant, gets involved. Is this not what Brother Kush has been saying the whole time? Now, I don't agree that we need them. Now, I disagree with that. But that's what happened. I told y'all, man, Boyce Watkins has a video up. I'm pretty sure it's still up there where he says, jokingly, like 2 or 3 times, I remember when I used to want to be a white man, I did such and such, such and such. And he repeated, you know, when I wanted to be a white man, I did such. See, and y'all got a problem. Y'all dudes got the nerve to come on my channel calling me coons and selling. I ain't never wanted to be a cracker, bro. Nigga, I self am Lord and Master. I know what I am, and I'm sad. No, not satisfied. I thank Allah every day that I am what I am, because I know what I am. When you understand what this is, you don't want to be nothing else. The hell y'all talking about? But y'all leaders, the reason why they went through university to begin with is because they had elite aspirations. Because if they was going to get a job, they'd try to be lawyers or doctors, even lawyers. I mean, to be honest, that's the same thing. We got too many lawyers, you know, that's the same thing. They'd try to be a doctor, or they didn't got a skill. They'd became, you know, they'd learn how to do something real. They don't go to school to learn something real. They go to school for credentials. In fact, TURCHIN is a teacher. He's a professor. And he actually said on one of those interviews that in his experience in dealing with his students, he realized that none of those students are in it to get education. They want that piece of paper. They are there to get credentialized. That's it. So when these blacks go through university, they are getting a credential that's supposed to allow them a certain position in mainstream society. And when they don't get that, some of them get frustrated. Others just accept it and just come back, you know what I'm saying, get them a job. But the problem is, as you remember, I did the video also talking about why black women are the least married. And I explained that it's that college education. Because it's a credential. Black women that go through that system are frustrated that they didn't get the life that they thought they would get by getting that credential. See, there's nothing worse than going through all that debt, all that time and energy, and nothing translates from it. See, that hurts them. So, but some of them just take, you know, lick their wounds and just come into society, but they still have a chip on their shoulder. They still feel elite, even among other people that been to college. But anyway, so now you see he talked about the political entrepreneur, usually a frustrated elite aspirant who didn't get what they wanted, and so they become an activist, basically. They want to organize against the system, but they don't really want a revolution. That's the only thing. When you're dealing with the black political entrepreneur, he doesn't want a revolution for real. He just wants to fulfill his aspirations of being elite. And as long as you invite him on TV1, as long as y'all tune into their YouTube channel and send them super thanks and congratulations and money and all this stuff, you know, while y'all hold on to every word these psychopaths say, they happy. They don't care if nothing ever changed, which is why nothing has ever changed for us. Because change is not really what they are looking for. They never wanted to change this system. That's the thing. The black political entrepreneurs, they don't want to really change the system. They just want to be a part of it. And if they can't be a part of it in the mainstream, they'll settle for being a part of it in the black community. The very fact that all these dudes are credentialized, that all these black women are credentialized, should automatically negate them from any positions of influence over black people. Automatically. You can't trust them. They are all elite aspirants that failed. And I've been saying that video after video after video after video. Just not in that term, but I've been saying that the whole time. Now you got a white man say it, so maybe now it'll become law to y'all. Don't get mad at me for saying it. You know, I said that last time with Dr. Ori, you know, oh man, why you gotta go get a white boy? We always want to get a white boy. Because that's what y'all respect. Fuck, I've been telling y'all the same shit the whole time. Y'all don't want to hear it come out my mouth. So maybe now that the cracker tell you now maybe you listen to it. Because I've been telling you the same shit. I just didn't put no terms and labels on stuff. You know, because I mean, what I need to put terms and label on phenomenal for, I'm watching the actions of people. I'm telling you what they're doing. I'm telling you, these are people that try to get in and couldn't get in. So they come back to the black community and become our leaders, and they talk to us and talk for us and all this shit. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, your boy, Brother Kush, aka the Black Alpha. Salam.